I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Tally.
And this is Murders and Minivans. So to be fair, you're never going to read that airplane book?
No.
To summarize?
That was crazy. Should we talk about that?
Yeah, we can talk about it.
I'll read the synopsis of it.
Okay, so to preface this, with our book club, sans Tally, we went on a book crawl, and it was a wonderful time. And we went to a number of independently owned bookstores. So it was very fun to support small businesses. Mm. And I harassed Tally mercilessly that I was going to get her the most deranged romance novel I could find, because it just makes Tally uncomfortable. And she jokes about clutching her pearls. And it's very, very funny to me to make her uncomfortable. So I found one, and I did refrain. But then she leveled up and found one even more absurd. So we've talked already about that milking book a few times.
I'll read this. Well, although you have read the synopsis, I'll just quickly read it.
The milking one?
Yeah.
Okay, so she'll read the milking one.
It's long. Basically, this girl goes to the work on the milking farm, and then she is milking minotaurs.
Oh, okay.
But then she falls in love with a stern, deep-voiced client that begins to specially request her and for his milking sessions. Seek help. This one's even worse. So I talked about this one with Rose.
Okay.
And then Rose, because I said the milking one, Rose was like, I'm going to level up here.
Here we go. Let's hear it.
Oh, God, it's so bad. And I've just been reading it to everybody. And I would normally say no offense if you've read it. Actually, full offense if you've read it.
It could be someone's fetish.
This is fucking weird. I think if this is your fetish or milking minotaurs, I'm not here to kink shame.
You're a little bit kink shaming.
Minotaurs and airplanes?
They're mythical creatures. Airplanes, real things. Minotaurs, mythical.
Both of them are weird.
They're both weird. So not to kink shame, but she's kink shaming.
I'm kink shaming that one.
Okay.
Linda is doing her best to lead a life that would appear normal to the casual observer. She earns $20 an hour moderating comments for a video sharing platform. Then, in her spare time, she rides the bus home to the windowless garage that she rents out. But on the last Friday of each month, she indulges her true passion, taking BART to SFO for a round-trip flight to a regional hub. The destination is irrelevant because each trip means a new date with a handsome stranger. A stranger whose intelligent windscreens, sleek fuselages, and powerful engines make Linda feel a way that no human ever could.
Oh, wow.
Well, Linda knows, though. She can't tell anybody that she's sexually obsessed with planes. The author can. And I think that's the story here. Nor can she reveal her belief that her destiny is to marry one of her suitors by dying in a plane crash, thereby uniting with her soulmate plane for eternity.
Okay. The end. What's that one called for Jade?
Sky Daddy.
Sky Daddy. Jade, it's Sky Daddy.
Please don't read it.
No, I need you to read it now.
Did she enjoy the Minotaurs?
I don't think she actually read it. But she's like the one we have similar reading passions. No, sure. That's a weird way to say it.
Because I know what you read.
Well, it's not about airplanes nor minotaurs.
Thank God.
Well, that you know. No, it's not.
Fairies, apparently, though.
Those are still popular. I think they're going to die down soon. Literally and figuratively.
I hope so.
There's always dragons.
Men exist.
It's true.
Men or women, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever the flavor is.
Human beings exist.
Human people. This minotaurs and planes is in the realm of having a relationship with ChatGPT.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's not real.
It's not real.
No human beings, no souls. That's that.
As told to you by Tally.
Not great. Okay, so I'll read. So this is part 2 of the Alex Murdaugh.
Finally,
here we are. I won't go over the full recap of like what we just talked about, but I'll recap it enough so that it triggers your memory and everybody else's.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sounds
good.
Let's do it.
There was 3 generations of Murdaugh that ran the legal system in 5 South Carolina counties for 86 uninterrupted years. Alex Murdaugh was the latest in that line, and he was a personal injury attorney, opioid addict, and a thief. For at least 16 years, he stole approximately $12 million, estimated to be more, as we discussed in the last episode, from his own clients, people who came to him on the worst day of their lives. His son, Paul, drove a boat into a bridge in February 2019 with a blood alcohol level 3 times the legal limit. His passenger, Mallory Beach, was thrown into the water and wasn't found for 7 days. That resulted in a civil lawsuit for Mallory's death, and that was about to expose everything. A hearing to compel full financial disclosure from Alex, the kind that would have blown his fraud wide open, was scheduled for June 10th, 2021, but Maggie and Paul were murdered on June 7th.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. So.
And here we are.
Here we are.
At long last.
So if you remember, there was a video that was recovered from Paul's phone, and it was recorded minutes before their phones went dark.
Mm-hmm.
And he said in the first, so I listened to the trials in between the 2 episodes,
mm-hmm.
and I will say, I was like listening to the trial audio, I'm like, he's kind of convincing me here. But no, but like that's the thing is like that's how easy it is.
They're charismatic.
They're charismatic in the way he's talking about it, and so in the trial he does, I won't get too into it, but he does admit to some of his wrongdoings.
Mm-hmm.
And he does say that he lied about not being there.
But
but he said that he wasn't the one that murdered them.
Does he offer any solutions?
No. Like he left before they were murdered, and he did come back, but he said that like he was there earlier. Like he had lied and said that he wasn't there at all, or he was there and left much earlier. So he admitted to his lies, and the trial is very interesting. Okay. And he admitted to his financial crimes. Mm-hmm. So I was like, huh.
Well, murder is significantly more.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, he wouldn't fess up to that.
Yeah, it's just like when you hear him talk, and you're like, well, because like you start to think how juries' brains will work.
Okay.
Because if they're like, even my initial thought was like, well, he's fessing up to everything else. So like,
I get it, but
yeah.
I disagree.
Yeah. If I was on the jury and I had the evidence in front of me, and even still, I'm like, you're guilty.
Because isn't the point reasonable doubt? Like he just has to cast reasonable doubt.
Yes, they have to question his, like the actual charge enough that he won't get charged.
Yeah, and the prosecutor has to put him there.
Yeah. And then the defense has to bring an alternate suspect. Yeah. So, the scene that the investigators walked into, when Colton County Sheriff's deputies and then SLED agents arrived at Moselle on the night of June 7th, 2021, they found a crime scene that had several unusual features right from the jump. So, Paul Murdaugh's body was in the doorway of the feed room at the end of the kennel run. He was face down, and he was shot at close range from a shotgun twice. The first shot was to his torso, and the second shot was a contact or near contact shot to the head. There's blood and biological matter that were on the walls and the ground. So he never made it out of the feed room. He was trying to go.
Yeah, he was shot running away and then shot at close range in the head to make sure he was dead.
Yeah. Okay. Maggie was found several yards away in an open area outside the kennels. She had been shot 4 to 5 times with a rifle. I don't know guns again. .300 blackout caliber based on shell casings recovered at the scene. One wound was to her wrist, which is consistent with the defensive injury, like this, like arm raised in front of her. Yeah. And the remaining shots are to her head and upper body.
So front or back too, should say. If she was running away, I will be face on if she got some in the wrist.
Yeah,
she's trying to block herself.
I didn't put that in here. Interesting catch.
Thank you.
So 2 different weapons were used, and technically 2 different locations, even though it's the same location.
Okay, so yeah, that would be odd for one person. I'm not on his side.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa. You can form your own opinions, but the right ones.
But ours.
Yeah. The prosecution would argue later that the sequencing of the crimes was very significant because Paul was in the enclosed feed room, close range, likely shot first, and then Maggie, based on her position, had run towards the sound or towards her son, and then was shot as she was running towards him. Yeah. So it's like this. Yeah. The shells from both weapons were recovered at the scene, and the actual firearms were not found at the property or in the surrounding area ever. Alex told investigators that night that he had been napping at the main house after dinner while Maggie and Paul went to the kennels. He said he left to visit his mom, Libby, who has dementia, so she can't.
Yeah, unreliable.
But her caregiver did.
Okay.
So he never went to the kennels first. He said when he came back, he drove up the driveway, saw Maggie and Paul face down, and called 911. His GPS data from the Chevy Suburban that he drove show that he arrived at the kennels at 10:05:57 p.m. and he called 911 at 10:06:14 p.m. That is 17 seconds.
Okay.
So he told the dispatcher that he had already checked for pulses on both Maggie and Paul, whose bodies were 30 feet apart from each other. SLED's final prosecution witness, Special Agent Peter Radolfsky, presented this timeline to the jury as part of over 4,800 GPS coordinates that they had from Alex's vehicle that night. The defense's response during cross-examination was that someone who already knew where the bodies were could theoretically get out of a car and dial 911 in 17 seconds. The prosecution's position was that it fit the behavior of a man who already knew what he would find.
Yeah.
The crime scene itself was compromised in the early hours because there was family and friends that were just like walking in.
What?
Yeah. Was not really cordoned off, and like the Murdaugh lawyers and stuff were walking in.
Oh, yuck.
There was also rain, which would become a significant defense argument at trial, but SLED took over and designated it a double homicide right away.
Good.
SLED's lead investigator was Senior Special Agent David Owen. He would later describe the case as consuming his entire life for 21 months. He said the only time he was alone was his commute. He would go home, sit in a chair, and start running through what he might have missed.
Wow, okay.
He said that he would wake up in the middle of the night and like write things down that he needed to do. From the beginning, according to public statements released months later, SLED regarded Alex Murdaugh as a person of interest. They did not say that publicly, though, until October 2021. But internally, investigators were skeptical of his story from night one. There was 2 people killed with 2 different guns, no sign of robbery, no evidence of a stranger coming onto the property, and both victims were dead within a very short window of each other.
Oof. Okay.
So, back to the video. Paul's iPhone was recovered from the scene and it was locked. The passcode was 6 digits, which mine's always been 4. Like
Mine's
6
usually
numbers.
4, but now that you made me download TikTok, it's 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Heck yes, it is. Don't tell anybody.
So, SLED cellular forensic expert Lieutenant Britt Dove got the phone on August 13th, and that was 9.5 weeks after the murders. Dove said that getting into it was not simple, and Britt tried standard forensic tools. A brute force attack, which systematically cycles through possible passcodes, can take years, depending on the combination.
Wow.
Which, when you think about it,
It's 4
is
numbers.
crazy.
Shouldn't take that long.
No, I agree. So, what eventually cracked Paul's phone, which I'm like, why didn't you try this the first time? It's his birthday.
Usually you start with birthday.
Yeah.
I feel. And then those, like, important dates of those around you.
Pretty much.
Well, you start with 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you work out from there.
999, 111.
2, 2,
like,
2. Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So April 14th, 1999. So he, an Aries.
There you go.
So once investigators got onto the phone, they found the video. The video was recorded at 8:44 p.m. on June 7th. As you remember from the last episode, Paul was trying to film Cash the dog's tail, which was the injured dog that belonged to his friend Rogan. The video shows Paul repeatedly trying to get the chocolate lab to hold still and show his tail. In the background of the video, there's 3 voices that are audible. Paul's, a female voice, which is Maggie's, and a male voice that says clearly, without ambiguity, according to everybody who heard it, "Come here, Bubba." And Bubba was one of the Murdaugh's family dogs.
Yeah.
So that was Alex. Multiple people who had known Alex for years or their entire lives listened to that video, and every single one identified the male voice as Alex.
Okay.
His friend Rogan, who had known the Murdaughs since he was a child and had been on a phone call with Paul minutes before the murders, said that he was 99% sure it was Alex when investigators first told him about the call the day after the murders.
Yeah.
Alex had told investigators repeatedly in his 911 call and interviews and in his sit-down interview with David Owen that he was not at the kennels the night before he found the bodies. He repeated this consistently throughout the entire period, but that video proves that he was at the kennels.
Yes.
That's, to me, the most damning piece of evidence in all of this. Yeah. Prosecutors at trial argue that the murders happened approximately 5 minutes after that video was recorded, based on the digital timeline from both phones. The prosecution also presented evidence about what had happened to Maggie's phone after she died. Alex's vehicle drove past the location where Maggie's phone would be later found, on the side of a road about half mile from the Moselle property. Why?
Fishy.
So, during his drive to his mother's house after the murders, wouldn't he be able to chuck the phone?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or he had it and dropped it.
Well, Maggie's phone was missing when first responders arrived, and then it was located the next day using the Find My iPhone feature, and it was located on the side of the road. So I'm like, well, you killed them. You're driving to your mom's house to make that alibi. Chuck it on the side of the road. You know? How else would it be there?
Yeah, well, I'm torn. Like, why even take it?
Unless
there's something on it. So then it's fishy if you do take it.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
Be tracking it.
I think he...
Because they would be able to look up how fast it was moving at what point and how it got there. So
exactly,
if it lined up with this car driving away.
And his whole thing was saying, like, if the people that he thought did this, because he says it's not him, were people that were connected to the Mallory Beach civil trial.
Okay.
So all of those people were interviewed, which I think I get into here. So that was who he was saying would come after him. And he said that he was getting threats related to that lawsuit. So that's how he was trying to pinpoint it, was that somebody came there, shot Paul and Maggie as, like, collateral retribution payment. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, I digress.
I feel like it's a weak argument. If someone was mad enough, they'd get him.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree. So his phone records show that he also called Maggie's number 5 times after the investigators believed that she was already dead.
Looking for the phone.
At 9:04, 9:06, 9:45, and 10:03. And again, 9:06. So those 5 calls did not appear in Alex's phone logs.
Oh, he deleted them.
Only on Maggie's phone data.
There you go. He's looking for the phone.
Interesting. So, between August 2021 and July 2022, SLED built out a comprehensive digital and circumstantial case. The elements were the phone video that placed Alex there, the digital timeline using 4,820 GPS coordinates from Alex's Chevy Suburban, phone tower logs. They also used his step count data from all phones.
Do that, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. And Alex's was like, from those times, it was like a couple steps, like a normal amount, and then it was like frantic. So, the weapons, so there's the shell casings there, and then the financial motive. So the Mallory Beach civil case, the impending financial disclosure hearing 3 days after the murders, and the fraud that was about to surface.
Yeah.
The prosecution argued that Alex killed Maggie and Paul to buy time and generate sympathy. Which, yeah.
That's horribly ruthless.
Yeah.
But maybe.
I feel like that's who he is. So, not just the kennel alibi, Alex initially told investigators that he had tried to call Maggie multiple times before finding her body.
But it doesn't line up.
Yeah. The phone data showed that those calls were made to Maggie's number after investigators believed that she was dead.
Yeah.
Collapse of everything else. While SLED was building the murder case, Alex's other world was falling apart simultaneously. Now, September 3rd, 2021, Alex's law firm confronted him about suspicious activity on a check found on his desk. The firm, PMPED, began an internal accounting investigation, and Alex resigned that day.
Oh, okay.
2 days later, PMPED publicly stated that he had resigned after being found to have misappropriated funds in violation of the firm's standards and policies.
Ooh, okay. So he's caught.
The next day, September 4th, the day after he resigned from the firm, Alex called Eddie Smith. According to what Alex eventually confessed to investigators, he told Eddie that he wanted to be killed.
What?
Yeah. Alex gave Eddie a firearm. They arranged to meet at Old Salkehatchie Road in Hampton County, Eddie followed Alex's Mercedes GLS to the road. Alex got out. Eddie shot him, one shot, which grazed Alex's head, causing extremely minor skull fracture.
Oh, okay.
Like,
this is weird.
Grazed it.
Yeah.
And there's bleeding on the brain, according to hospital records. But, like, I don't know. I'm not trying to downplay his injuries. I am, though, because he sucks. But, like...
So he said he wanted to die and his friend helped him out?
Friend and a drug dealer.
This is really weird.
So, Alex then called 911 and told the dispatcher that, well, I pulled over because I had a flat tire. And then a man in a blue pickup stopped him to ask if he needed help. And then when he replied, the man just shot him. That doesn't happen.
No. In like a horror movie.
A horror movie. Yeah, or like
when
just...
they steal your identity.
Yeah.
Ugh. No.
He was airlifted to a hospital in Savannah, Georgia. Hospital records released by Alex's attorneys showed a gunshot wound to the upper left side of his head with significant bleeding. A blood draw at the hospital found a mix of prescription and illegal drugs in his system.
Oh, surprise, surprise.
That whole cover story lasted 9 days. On September 13th, Alex told investigators the truth, that he had arranged for Eddie Smith to kill him. He said that he wanted to die so that Buster, the oldest and last remaining son, could collect a $10 million life insurance policy.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is unfathomable.
I know.
Like, this is just bananas.
So, Alex's attorneys have framed this as the act of a grieving, disgraced, addicted man who saw no other way out. Now, Eddie Smith's version of events is very different, and he told it in detail on the Netflix documentary.
Oh, I'm sure he did. He waited for cash.
Yeah. Well, and also I think probably just to, like, if not that, probably just to have his side of the story out.
Maybe, because he looks pretty stupid.
Yeah.
Also a bad shot.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Smith was known to locals as Cousin Eddie. He had known Alex since the late 1980s or early 1990s. He described himself as half Murdaugh by blood. So he would run errands for Alex, did land clearing and drainage work on the property, and he had cashed over 400 checks from Alex, totaling $2.4 million over an 8 to 10 year period. Like, I also feel, was it not Eddie Smith that was his drug dealer? Am I confusing the two? Sorry if I am. On the morning of September 4th, Smith said that Alex called and asked to meet at a funeral home in Hampton County. When Alex arrived, Smith said that he pulled his sun visor around and barely cracked the window because he didn't want to be seen in town. Smith asked what was going on, and Alex told him that Sled was watching him because of the murders of Maggie and Paul. When Smith asked what happened that night, Alex said, "Things just got all fucked up."
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucked up and you killed your wife and son? This is outrageous.
I'm laughing because it's insane. Like,
It
I'm not
is-
laughing at, like, the tragedy. It's just like, what?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So then Alex said, or asked if Smith loved him. Smith said he did, like a brother, and would do anything for him. Alex said, "I need you to shoot me and kill me." Smith said his response was immediate. "Ain't happening. Not today, not tomorrow, it ain't happening."
Good attempt.
Thank you. According to Smith, Alex said that he would have to do it himself then, and he took off in his vehicle. Smith followed him out of concern. Alex did eventually pull over. Smith said Alex got out and approached him with a gun.
So he's trying to scare him into shooting him.
Smith told the documentary, "I figured I was going to try to scare some sense into him. I shot the gun up into the air, so I know he didn't get shot because I didn't shoot him." Smith said that there was never any discussion of life insurance, any mention of Buster collecting a payout. "I ain't know nothing about no life insurance, no nothing," was his exact quote.
You can't help it, can you?
I can't. I won't do it for the victims, and I don't consider this guy a victim.
No. Really.
So, this is directly contradicted by Alex's own account, that the entire point was for Buster to collect on the $10 million life insurance payout. So, it wasn't an impulsive roadside moment. Alex told investigators that he was going to kill himself anyway, and that both versions agreed that a gun was fired and Alex ended up with a graze wound to the skull.
This is a really entertaining story.
So both men were charged.
Yeah.
Alex was charged with insurance fraud, conspiracy to commit insurance fraud, and filing a false police report.
Yeah.
Eddie...
Add it to the list.
Yeah, literally, how many charges do you have? Eddie Smith was indicted on multiple charges, including assisted suicide, assault and battery of a high and aggravated nature, pointing and presenting a firearm, insurance fraud, and conspiracy, and separately on drug-related charges, including trafficking, methamphetamine, I knew it, and money laundering related to the check cashing scheme with Alex.
Wow.
Something
they just
else
had to wait for him to be an idiot.
Yeah.
There you go. They got him.
Something else worth noting is prosecutors at the murder trial wanted to introduce the botched suicide attempt as evidence of his consciousness of guilt, arguing that it showed a pattern of fabricating victimhood when he was cornered.
It's a little bit weak.
It is, but like add it to the list of everything else.
Yeah. Maybe if you're building a case on his weak character.
Judge Newman ruled that it was a bridge too far and kept it out of the murder trial, so the jury never heard it.
Yeah, it's weak.
Yeah. So after Alex's conviction, his defense team also tried to imply through months of filings that Smith was either the real killer or he knew who was.
Mm-hmm.
When the time came to eventually put Smith on the stand, they never called him.
Oh.
His own attorneys pointed this out in a post-trial statement, and they said when the time came to present evidence, Mr. Murdaugh's defense team never attempted to call Mr. Smith to testify, despite the fact that he was available to do so. So then, September 6th, Alex issued a statement through a family spokesperson saying that he was entering a rehab facility in Orlando for substance abuse treatment. He went to detox, and he had been there before, at least twice previously.
I remember you saying that. Yeah.
And he said at trial that he had been clean for 535 days as of the date that he testified.
Is it true?
Well, I don't think you can, get opioids in jail.
Well, treatment facility.
Yeah. Well, he's in jail.
Yeah.
Alex was arrested in Orlando after he was released from rehab in October on charges related to the Gloria Satterfield case.
Ooh, okay.
He had not faced any consequences for Gloria's theft in the 3.5 years since her death, and the charges were 2 counts of obtaining property by false pretenses.
Good.
So the charges multiplied. Over the next several months, additional charges were filed in connection with the other stolen settlements. By the time of his murder trial, Alex was also facing approximately 99 state financial crime charges on top of his federal case.
Excellent.
He eventually pled guilty to 22 federal crimes in September 2023 and to a separate set of state financial crimes, receiving 40 years and a concurrent 27 state sentence.
Perfect.
27 years state sentence. In July 2022, a Colton County grand jury indicted Alex Murdaugh on 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of possession of a weapon during the commission of a violent crime. The indictment specified that he shot Maggie with a rifle and then shot Paul with a shotgun.
I thought it was the other way around.
No.
He shot the son first and then got Maggie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just said it was Maggie and then Paul. Oh, you're just talking about
Maggie with a rifle.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, just talking about the types of weapons. Okay.
Yeah, so he was arrested. He pled not guilty. Prosecutors announced that they would seek life without parole, not the death penalty. Because remember, we're in the South.
Oh, yeah. Well, because you kind of want him to serve. I know they're not related. You can't really try them because they're so separate. But you want him to do his time for the other stuff and not just
yes,
skip out.
So, hold on your chuckles.
Okay.
His defense team was led by Dick Harpootlian, a former state senator and one of the best-known criminal defense attorneys in South Carolina, and Jim Griffin. Good old Dick and Jim.
Dick and Jim. Fun with Dick and Jim.
Is that a book cover?
Dick and Jane.
Oh, okay.
It's an old book. And then Jim Carrey did a movie about it. But anyway.
Yes. Okay. Both are experienced in very high-profile cases, and both were aggressive and methodical. The case was assigned to Judge Clifton Newman. So, the trial went from January 25th to March 2nd, 2023.
Whoa, okay.
long trial. It was held at the Colton County Courthouse in Walterboro, South Carolina. It lasted 6 weeks, 28 days of testimony. There was local and national media covered it extensively. The courthouse regularly had hundreds of spectators, so much so that there was like overflow rooms.
Oh, wow.
True crime followers went there.
It happens.
Yeah. So, the financial evidence dispute. Before witness testimony began, the defense moved to exclude any evidence of Alex's financial crimes from the murder trial. Their argument was that hearing about millions of dollars in stolen settlement funds would prejudice the jury against Alex before they even evaluated the murder charges.
Probably. It could murky things a bit.
For sure.
I could see that.
For me, it would. Yeah. Judge Newman heard arguments over several days, including private testimony from witnesses outside the jury's presence. Then on February 6th, he ruled that the financial evidence was admissible.
Oh, okay.
His reasoning was that jurors were entitled to consider whether Alex's financial situation, specifically what he stood to lose if the Beach lawsuit financial disclosure went forward, constituted a motive for the killings.
So if there's a financial motivation. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
So the Supreme Court's later ruling on appeal specifically addressed this, finding that the financial crimes evidence at trial had gone significantly beyond what was necessary and had created unfair prejudice. Law is something that I don't know I'll ever understand.
No, I find it interesting. There's always so many interpretations of a law, too.
Exactly.
I'm like, no, I feel like it's very black and white.
Yeah, and it depends on the judge.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Tricky.
So, the first responders, the prosecution's opening witnesses were the deputies and investigators who arrived at Moselle on the night of June 7th. They described what they had found. Body cam footage from the initial response was played in court. Sergeant Daniel Green told the jury that he could see Alex at the end of the driveway when he arrived and that both victims had gunshot wounds to the head. So, this guy again, Sled Lieutenant Britt Dove, testified for an extended period of time about the digital data from all three phones, Alex, Maggie's, and Paul's. He walked the jury through the call logs, text logs, step counts, orientation changes. Like, your phone tracks literally everything that you do.
Yeah, take it out of your pocket.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Like, you should know this as a lawyer.
Yeah.
You're stupid. Okay, I'm glad he is, but still. So, the step count data from the phones showed activity consistent with Paul and Maggie being at the kennels around the time of death, and Maggie's phone showed a step count active while she was outside near the kennels. Paul's phone steps, calls, and Snapchats were all consistent with him being at the kennels. The Snapchat video was played again for the jury, and obviously the third voice was identified as Alex's.
Yeah.
Paul's phone went dark at 8:49:35, and Maggie's phone showed her last activity at 8:49 p.m. And both phones had recorded no activity after that. So
they're dead.
Yeah. So Alex had called Maggie's phone, like I said, 5 times, and the prosecution argued that this was because Alex deleted his outgoing call log, or that he called her phone from a different phone number, and that the calls to a dead woman's phone were part of the cover story that he was building. His defense argued that these calls showed that Alex was genuinely trying to reach his wife after he left.
I don't think so. No. He's looking for the phone.
The GPS data from the Suburban placed Alex's car passing the stretch of road where Maggie's phone was later found during his drive away from Moselle. The prosecution argued that he threw the phone out the window. Defense said the phone could have been thrown or moved there by the killer.
Could have been.
But it wasn't. So, SLED Special Agent Peter Radolfsky presented the comprehensive timeline using all data sources. The coordinates from the vehicle, there's like over 4,000 of them. Phone tower pings, device data, which showed Alex arriving at the kennels at 10:05. The 911 call was placed at 10:06. And he told the dispatchers and then investigators that he had already checked for pulses on both Maggie and Paul before calling.
That's fast.
17 seconds.
Yeah, that's not enough to make sure you, especially if someone's not trained in the medical field, to accurately find a pulse.
like my fingers, if it was my loved one, God forbid, I would be holding to feel a pulse for a long fucking time.
Yeah.
And like, especially
and checking your
son.
breathing and to see if the chest is moving. Like I'd be doing a number of things.
Yeah.
I'd be doing it for a long time.
Yeah. And by the time that you get near the body, especially at Paul's, you would see that he was shot in the head.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Now, during cross-examination, defense attorney Philip Barber set a timer on the courtroom for 20 seconds and he let it run out. He argued that somebody who already knew where the bodies were, not somebody searching a dark property for the first time, could get out of a car and call 911. Rodolfsky acknowledged that he was there to explain the data, but not speculate on hypotheticals.
Yeah, fair. That's not the point.
Former colleagues and clients also testified about Alex's financial condition in the days and weeks before the murders, and bank executives testified about accounts and transactions, and the court heard about the fake Forge account, the diverted settlements, and specifically about the financial disclosure hearing and the Beach lawsuit that was scheduled for 3 days after the murders.
Okay.
Mark Tinsley, the Beach's family attorney, testified that before the murders, he had been pushing hard for that full financial disclosure.
Mm-hmm.
And then Paul, if you can remember, said, no. I maybe have $1 million.
Yeah, I could probably rustle up $1 million.
Yeah. Tinsley testified that in his view, the records would have exposed everything, and he said that the fuse was lit at that point.
Oh, okay.
Prosecutors also presented evidence from June 7th. Alex had been working on a financial statement that evening related to that lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
That document was one of the last things that he worked on before calling Maggie and asking her to come to Moselle.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
So, discrepancies, perhaps.
Yeah. So,
fishy.
Back to that recording of I did him so bad. What the actual words, so. Prosecutor Creighton Waters said that it's just so bad. I did him so bad. Mm-hmm. Now, the defense slowed down the audio and argued that the word was they.
Oh.
But when I hear it, it's I did him so bad.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Forensic and ballistics, so they testified about the shell casings, which I brought up a few times, and then the crime scene visit. Mm-hmm. The jury was taken to the Moselle property. They walked the driveway. Cool.
That's kind of different.
Yeah. I think they do that here too, but it's pretty hard to get onto jury duty. Hard enough, like, especially if you're a mom. There's like a lot of stuff that you can't sit on as a mom. And because now you're a podcaster. Yeah. They're not going to want you there.
I'm okay with that.
Me too. It's a lot of time.
That was never an aspiration of mine. Sorry to say.
Yeah. It'd be cool if it was like a high profile case. But like that's months away from your family.
Yeah. No thanks.
Yeah. And work. Like you have to, and you can't talk to anybody about anything. And I yap. I'd let it spill. It's like when Toby gets on the Scranton Strangler case. Yeah. And then they're like, what case are you getting jury duty on? He's like, I can't tell you.
Oh, he's rubbing his neck. Yeah.
I'm like, he's rubbing his neck.
That's funny.
Yeah, that would be me.
He will sometimes be like, Mommy told me not to say anything. And it's never anything serious, but it's like, shh, this is a surprise. It's happening tomorrow. She will sing like a canary.
Oh, that's so funny.
Almost immediately.
Yeah.
But she has to like make sure I'm not listening, but I always hear about it.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Yeah,
they can't keep a secret.
No, not at all.
P can.
Which like I'm okay with it, that she's a tiny blabber.
Tiny narc.
But yeah, a tiny narc.
It must be a second child thing because I'm a second child. And my second child will also do the same thing. I'll yap immediately. Unless you tell me. If somebody says, don't tell Brian, I know it's serious.
Oh.
But
then I'm still going to go tell my spouse. Oh, right away.
I mean, I won't. I will not.
She's going to tell him.
But yeah, if you tell me not to tell him, most likely I'll keep it away for like a while.
It has to be why.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to know why. And if it's like something serious, then I will. I'm so warm.
I only usually I tell Neil right away. Sometimes I'll last a day, but yeah, that is very rare.
Yeah.
But if you start with don't tell Neil, I'm like, oh, let me stop you right there. Just don't tell me. I don't
That's
wanna
like
know.
when I tell people secrets, I'm like, okay, who is this going to go to?
Neil.
Yeah, so I'm like, you, Neil. And most people, it's their spouse.
Yeah.
Rose, I'm like, her mom, for
Okay.
sure, and her boyfriend. And then Jenny, I'm like, it's a toss-up. I don't know. She could forget about it.
Yeah.
When she was over, she's like, what's this room?
Are
And
you
I'm
for
like,
real?
for my podcast?
So you're not following us?
No, she doesn't listen to podcasts. And she was like, you have a podcast? I'm like, get out.
It's literally almost been a year.
Yeah. I'm like, get out. Goodbye. At the defense's request, the jury was taken to the Moselle property. They walked the driveway, they stood at the kennels, and then they went into the feed room where Paul had died. They stood in the yard where Maggie had been found, which was unusual, but calculated defense move, because the intent was to show the jury the geography and to argue that a cleanup in the short window between the estimated time of death and the 911 call would have been difficult or impossible.
Mm-hmm.
What did he clean up? There were shell casings everywhere. There was blood everywhere.
Just the guns are gone.
Yeah. What did he clean up? Like, I don't know. I guess, yeah, if it's just the guns.
Yeah.
But, like, throw them into a bush. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Alex on the stand. So, on February 23rd, Alex took the witness stand, which most lawyers don't want you to do that.
Yeah.
They don't want you to talk because you're an idiot.
Yeah.
But Alex is a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
He said flatly, I didn't shoot my wife or my son anytime ever.
That's a weird way to put it.
It's really weird. What do you mean anytime
Like,
ever?
were we talking about the past? Were you shooting your son in the past?
We're talking about a pretty specific time here. You know?
Yeah.
He confirmed that the voice in Paul's video was his. He admitted that he had been at the kennels at 8:44, and he said that he had not previously told investigators this because he had very bad paranoia from his drugs.
Do you think it was because of the murder?
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Ridiculous.
It's either the murder
Or the opioids.
yeah.
Yeah.
Both not good.
Both very bad.
He
Separately.
said, I did lie to them. I was not thinking clearly.
Are you ever?
No.
Mm.
He did describe his addiction in detail. So a 30 milligram instant release oxycodone mixed with OxyContin. In the months before the murders, he was taking 30 to 60 a day.
That is an
Take-
absurd amount of anything to take in a day.
Yes. And like I said in the last episode, he would take it from the moment he woke up
Yeah.
to avoid feeling any withdrawal from when he was asleep.
Mm-hmm. Or any feelings.
At all.
Yeah.
And he said that it made him feel like he had more energy and that it had been making everything feel manageable when it wasn't.
Mm.
He did admit to stealing from the clients and from the firm.
Good.
He said he was ashamed of it. And he said that he had stolen money that was not his and should not have done it. And he confirmed that he had arranged for Eddie Smith to shoot him in September of 2021. And he said he was going to kill himself anyways.
Then do it. Don't do it. Serve justice. I want justice to be served.
I agree.
Pay your time. Back to society.
And he denied killing Maggie and Paul. On cross-examination, Creighton Waters was very methodical and precise. He didn't yell. He just walked Alex through the timeline point by point. Creighton, if he's a parent, must be an excellent parent. Because sometimes I do that when I'm trying to catch the kids in a lie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, so you got here. And then all of the yogurt tubes were gone. And then you went up to your room. So what happened? Like, you know what I mean?
Walk me through.
Yeah.
What happened to the yogurt tubes?
Yeah, like, what do you think happened?
Yeah.
So, like, Creighton, great parent.
Yeah, must be.
Yeah. If you're listening, you should have kids. If you don't. So, he asked Alex to explain specifically why an innocent man who had just discovered his family murdered would immediately establish in his very first statements in the panicked moments right after calling 911 that he had not been at the kennels. Why not just say that you were there? Mm-hmm. Why was that the first thing that you said? Alex came back to the pills. He said again, I was so paranoid. Mm-hmm. And that he had a deep distrust of law enforcement.
Because you're a crooked lawyer.
Yeah.
I just solved it for you.
Done. Mm-hmm. Now, Waters asked why the same man who was 2 like rattled by the pills to tell the truth about where he was before the murders, had been lucid enough to work on a financial document the same evening and then to drive to his mom's house.
Good point.
Lawyered.
Yeah.
Alex did not have an answer.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Waters also pressed Alex on the calls to Maggie's phone. 5 calls after prosecutors say that she was dead that don't appear on Alex's own phone log.
Mm-hmm.
Alex said, I don't know. Walter's closing arguments included this. Not a single person close to him hadn't been lied to by this man. He told the jury that Alex had been lying to his wife, his sons, his clients, his partners, and investigators for years, and he was lying to them now. He said, he was lying to you just like he lied to everybody else close to him.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Now, Jim Griffin's closing argument, that's the defense attorney, addressed the physical evidence. There was no blood on Alex.
Okay.
There was no DNA, no murder weapon. The crime scene was compromised. The case was entirely circumstantial. And Griffin said, where's the blood? He mocked the prosecution's cleanup theory as the Mr. Clean theory, saying that the prosecution was asking the jury to believe that Alex had stripped off bloody clothes, hosed himself down, disposed of 2 firearms, and got back to the main house in the window between the murders and the 911 call without leaving any physical trace anywhere.
Okay, this is annoying me because he's talking too much logic to me. And I just want to be mad at this man.
No, I know. Listening to the trial, I'm like,
okay,
shut
fine.
up.
I know. Okay.
But
we could still agree that he's a dirtbag, right? We're still on.
Yeah.
Regardless of if
I still think he did it. I don't think anybody else did it.
Maybe paid someone.
Maybe. But usually that person would sing by now. I don't know.
The same person, like the same arrangement when was it his
God.
grandpa or his great grandpa got stopped
Oh,
on
at the
train
railway
tracks?
tracks?
Just people have a habit of disappearing in this
Yeah,
family,
they have a
it seems.
connection. Yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe. Maybe
Something's
onto
fishy.
something.
Maybe.
So, this is shocking to me.
Okay.
Even though I believe deeply that this man is guilty,
Yeah.
the jury deliberated for less than 3 hours.
Oh, okay.
In these types of cases, it's like days.
You would think.
Yeah. On March 2nd, 2023, they returned guilty verdicts on all 4 counts.
Wow, okay.
2 counts of murder, 2 counts of possession of a weapon during the commission of a violent crime.
I didn't super think that was going to happen.
No. So that was less than 3 hours for a 6-week trial.
Hmm.
And that is what gets cited most in discussions about this case.
Mm-hmm.
The implication is very clear that the jury had its mind made up long before they walked into the deliberation room.
Sounds like it.
I would just be like, we have to be in here a little bit longer, guys.
Yeah.
Like, can we
put
just...
a lot of effort into this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long 6 weeks.
Everybody read a book or watch a show on their iPad.
Yeah.
For the remainder of the
They
day.
probably weren't still allowed though, right?
I
They
guess,
didn't have
yeah.
access. Tell me a very long story and then we'll take turns.
Read a book then, yeah. Like, let's talk about... Tell me everything that happened in your life from birth to now. Oops. You know what I mean?
Everything that you remember starting now.
Who did you love more, your mother or your father? You know what I mean?
Interesting. Yeah, it's really thought-provoking questions you have today.
Exactly. So yeah, very short amount of time.
Yeah, that's shocking, actually.
And on March 3rd, Judge Newman sentenced Alex to 2 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole.
Okay.
At sentencing, Alex told the court, I respect this court, but I'm innocent. This isn't the accent.
Mm-hmm.
This is my best Southern accent.
Mm-hmm.
I would never under any circumstances hurt my wife, Maggie, and I would never under any circumstances hurt my son, Paul.
But you've already said you've been out of your mind before, so you're very paranoid. So do you not think you could be so paranoid to be driven to kill your wife and son?
Excellent point.
Thank
Why
you.
didn't they argue that?
Maybe they did and we just missed it.
I don't know. I feel like I've consumed everything there is to know about this
Yeah,
case.
you should have heard something like that by now.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You should be a lawyer.
Wow.
I think you should. You'd be really good at it.
I don't know that I could. I would be so devastated when I lost all the time.
No. You should do it.
Maybe.
Yeah, here's your midlife crisis. Right here.
I thought it was writing. That's my. I guess I'll get the next one.
No.
Thank you. Tell Brian how young I am.
Okay.
He called me old on the way in here.
Well, he does that to me too, and I'm the youngest one here. So Newman responded with a statement that was wildly quoted. It might not have been you. It might have been the monster that you've become when you take 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 opioid pills.
Okay.
Maybe you become another person. I've seen that before. The person standing before me was not the person who committed the crime, though it is the same individual.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. So kind of addressing it.
Well, you did it in a better way.
Thank you.
Newman then added, it's so unfortunate because you had such a lovely family of such friendly people, including you.
But
did he?
Or did he?
So
sounds like it was a family of assholes.
Yeah.
Who thought they were above the law consistently, and they kind of proved that way, that money could buy them above the law.
Well, here we go. Within days of the verdict.
Did he get out of his life sentences? Stop it.
Alex's attorneys filed a notice of appeal, but the story that would eventually unravel the conviction started with the fucking jury. Oh. Jurors were yapping, and what they said was very concerning. Becky Hill, Mary Rebecca Hill, was the Colton County Clerk of Court. She was present in the courtroom throughout the entire 6-week trial. She was kind of like an admin.
Yeah.
So she would manage the evidence room, manage the jury logistics, like go into the room now, come out of the room now, whatever. Mm-hmm. She was not supposed to have substantiative contact with the jurors about the case.
Yes.
After the trial, Becky signed a book deal.
Fucking Becky.
The book was titled Behind the Doors of Justice, The Murdaugh Murders.
No.
It was subsequently pulled from publication after plagiarism allegations surfaced, but the book deal was real, and several of Hill's colleagues and associates would later testify that she had repeatedly told them that she wanted to write a book about the trial, and a guilty verdict would help sell it.
That. Wow.
Which, no, it wouldn't. Because there were so many books written about OJ, which we'll cover, because I know you don't know anything about that.
Not really, no.
But, like, there's so many books about OJ, and he was found not guilty.
Yeah.
Come on. One juror, referred to in legal documents as Juror Z, reported that Hill told the jury, Becky Hill, on the day that Alex took the stand, that this was an important day and that they should watch his body language closely and that they should listen carefully to his testimony. Another juror recalled Becky telling them, they're going to say things that will try to confuse you. Don't let them confuse you or convince you or throw you off.
No.
You can't say anything.
No, and you're supposed to question.
Yeah.
Because this, as much of a dirtbag as I think he is, it's a man's life.
Yeah, and you are entitled to a free trial.
Yeah.
That is literally the law.
Yeah, you respect the process. Because without it, it's anarchy.
Exactly. Okay. In January 2024, retired South Carolina Chief Justice Jean Toll conducted hearings. She personally questioned several jurors about what Becky Hill had said to them and what impact it had. The post-trial court found that Becky had in fact made improper comments to jurors on the day that Alex testified, but the judge denied the motion for the new trial, saying that the evidence against Alex had been so overwhelming that the jury's verdict would have been the same regardless of Becky's comments.
I disagree. I hope she gets charged.
So the defense appealed
to
the South Carolina Supreme Court. Then on May 14th, 2025, Becky was arrested and charged with felony misconduct in office for her conduct during the trial.
Excellent.
December, Becky pled guilty to lying about what she had said and done, specifically lying about her conduct to a different judge during the post-trial proceedings. The clerk who had been managing the jury wrote a book about the trial. So she pled guilty, but she did not go to jail. She got like house arrest or something silly.
No, she should have at least a year to show her how serious and scary it is.
Agreed.
Scare her straight. That used to be a TV show.
Oh God, I love that show.
About the bad teenagers?
Yeah.
That's when my mom was mad at me. She's like, I'm going to sign you up for that show. Could you imagine how
you
bad
were the
was I?
least bad kid.
Thank you.
Like I was.
Because she scared me straight, I guess.
Yeah. I was a bad kid. And I watched that show and I was like, oh my God, I need to calm down.
I need to calm down.
So like I parented myself.
There you go.
On May 13th, 2026, the South Carolina Supreme Court issued its ruling because the defense, to go back to this, the defense countered this decision for a new trial.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I said that or not. So they issued its ruling. 5 justices unanimously agreed to overturn Alex Murdaugh's double murder convictions and order a new trial.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
So his murder convictions tossed out.
Yeah.
The court's opinion was 27 pages. The justices found that Becky Hill had placed her fingers on the scale of justice, thereby denying Murdaugh his right to a fair trial by an impartial jury. Mm-hmm. They called her conduct breathtaking, disgraceful, and unprecedented in South Carolina.
What job is she ever going to get again? She's
never.
Toast. Yeah.
She's going to have to be an influencer. They wrote, as her book titles suggest, it turns out that Becky was quite busy behind the doors of justice, thwarting the integrity of the justice system that she was sworn to protect and uphold.
That's crazy.
They read her to filth.
Good.
She egregiously attacked Murdaugh's credibility and his defense, thus triggering the presumption of prejudice. The justices specifically found that Becky set out to undermine the jury process when she urged jurors not to be fooled, thrown off, or convinced by Murdaugh, and to watch his body language. Mm-hmm. The court also found that the trial court had allowed too much financial crimes evidence, which was a discussion before.
Yeah.
And that the retrial would need to significantly limit that evidence.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
So they said, although we are aware of the time, money, and effort expended for this lengthy trial, we have no choice but to reverse the denial of Murdaugh's motion for a new trial due to Becky Hill's improper external influences on the jury and remand for a new trial.
Yes, I agree.
So he is still in prison. He's not going to go anywhere because he has 40 years federally and 27 years state charges.
Yeah, so he's in there already anyway.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But his murder convictions are gone. South Carolina Attorney General Alan Wilson responded, while we respectfully disagree with this, my office will aggressively seek to retry Alex for the murders of Maggie and Paul as soon as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, retry him. I think that's fair.
So there's a few other investigations that were never really closed related to this case.
Okay.
So Stephen Smith, this is an interesting one and nobody ever talks about it.
Yeah, let's hear it.
On July 8th, 2015, Stephen Smith, a 19-year-old nursing student, was found dead on Sandy Run Road in Hampton County, 15 miles from the Murdaugh estate. The initial investigation called it a hit and run, but the autopsy noted the cause of death as being undetermined with blunt head force trauma. The injuries were not fully consistent with being struck by a vehicle moving at speed, and his body was found in the middle of the road with no skid marks. Stephen was openly gay in the South.
Okay.
So.
Oh, it's still bad there. Okay.
Yeah,
sorry.
it's always going to be bad
there. Go on.
Yeah. I know.
Show me again. Okay. I'm with you again.
So he was a high school classmate of Buster.
Oh, okay. I see now the accusation. Okay.
Witnesses interviewed in the original investigation and again when the case was reopened in 2021 reportedly said that Buster mentioned Buster and described a relationship between Buster and Stephen.
Was that hard for you to spoon feed me that information there and wait for me to come to see the light?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm here now.
Buster had denied any involvement with Stephen or his death, saying, "These baseless rumors of my involvement with Stephen and his death are false." He provided
Fishy
Sorry?
Fishy though.
It is fucking weird, and I think that he killed him.
And there would only be skid marks if he was like slowing down or trying to avoid hitting him, not if you hit him.
You know that because you just watched the crash.
Oh, that sucked. By the way, I forgot to tell you I was pissed.
Did you finish it?
Yes, I finished that stupid movie.
Mm-hmm. Stupid.
Oh, I was mad.
I hate her.
Yeah, me too. And her dumb hair at the end of the interview.
I'm like, I do my hair like that when I'm washing my fucking face.
Is it because you're not an influencer anymore? You forget like what's going on with fashion?
I don't know.
It's not that. It's not that.
No. So SLED did reopen the Smith investigation in June, immediately after the Murdaugh murders. March 2023, SLED confirmed that it was investigating Stephen's death as a homicide, but no arrests have been made.
Okay.
Gloria Satterfield's death, as noted in part 1, it was never reported to the coroner or anything. SLED did open a criminal investigation on her death in September 2021, and her body was exhumed.
Oh, I don't like that.
No, they have to do that more often than you think. Her death certificate was amended, but no criminal charges have been filed relating to the death itself. Just like if one day you're talking to your husband or spouse and they say, hey, what do you want to happen to you when you die? And they like really push for cremation for just like no real apparent reason.
Fishy.
Maybe keep an eye out for that behavior. Also, SLED opened the investigation about whether law enforcement in Beaufort County had been improperly influenced in its handling of Paul's boat crash.
Good.
So as of May 2026, Alex is 57. He is in a maximum security South Carolina prison, serving 40 years on 22 federal financial crimes convictions and a concurrent 27 years on state financial crime charges.
Wow. Okay.
Alex's murder convictions for the death of Maggie and Paul were unanimously reversed on May 13th, 2026.
But will be retried.
Yes.
Excellent.
The Attorney General has said that he plans to retry it before the end of 2026. So this is going to be a very busy year for you and I.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Okay.
The Moselle property sold
No.
in March 2023 for $3.9 million.
Talk about this all the time. Who wants to
Who
live in a
buys
murder
that?
house?
I know. Approximately $2.7 million of that house sale went to attorneys representing the Beach family and other boat crash victims.
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay.
The house and surrounding 21 acres were sold separately in 2021 for $1 million, below market value, to a home restoration professional who has significantly modified the property.
Oh, okay.
Fucking tear it down.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Now,
Like the murder of the housekeeper was alleged, and that was probably in the house. But the other murders were on the property that you said was sold separately. So, like,
maybe it's okay.
maybe. But maybe there's
I'd be
bad
haunting
mojo
that
in
whole
there.
fucking property if I was a ghost, you know?
Well, it's large, beautiful properties, probably.
Yeah, I'd
There's
be
worse places to haunt.
I'd be harassing the people that bought it.
What if it was a very nice restoration person?
You got to make it fun.
Oh,
But yeah,
jeez.
just saying.
Okay.
Buster, Alex's surviving son,
Okay.
was 27 at the time of his parents' and brother's death.
That is awful.
He did testify at Alex's trial, and he described Alex as being destroyed by the murders of Maggie and Paul. He said publicly that his father exhibits characteristics of a psychopath, but he's innocent of the murder.
Nah, you can't put those both in there.
Hey, listen, I think my dad's a psycho, but I don't think that he killed them.
Yeah, like he
That's not-
disassociates, and sometimes he's a different person, and he's on a ass load of opioids. But he's nice.
No, he's such a nice guy, guys.
Ay.
Mm-hmm.
This family's something.
So, the $100,000 reward that Alex and Buster offered in June 2021 for information leading to the conviction of whoever killed Maggie and Paul was never claimed. Because you did it.
Yeah.
Now, Michael and Brian, Gloria Satterfield's sons, did recover some funds through civil proceedings after everything was exposed.
Thank goodness.
Mallory Beach's family received $15 million from Parker's Kitchen, the bar, and additional amounts from other defendants. The wrongful death claim against Alex's estate was settled for $500,000 from a boat insurance policy at the time that the Moselle property was sold.
I don't think I want all that money to have come from the bar. Like, I get it, but it should all come from that family.
I agree. Maggie was 52 when she passed away, killed, and Paul was 22 when he was killed.
Mm-hmm.
So, the question that the retrial will have to answer again in a different courtroom, and of course without Becky.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot.
Oh, Becky.
Is whether the circumstantial case against Alex is enough to convict him beyond a reasonable doubt when it's presented fairly.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, there's no physical evidence that places Alex as the shooter. There's no blood, DNA, or weapon. There's just a video, really, within the 5 minutes that places him there, and a motive that is documented and timed, and then a pattern of lying to fucking everyone.
Yeah.
So, Whether all of that is enough without a confession or forensic evidence directly tying him to the shootings is the question that the second jury will eventually have to answer.
That's crazy. Like, there's definitely a possibility that he didn't do it, but if he did do it, how did he do it without getting blood on himself?
Exactly. I don't know. There's too many questions, but I do think that he did it.
Well, and then, like, the only way he could do it is if he had, like, a rubber suit on, but then you'd hear the, like, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh of a big rubber suit. Because then he'd quickly take it off.
Or, like, maybe he was wearing a coat or something.
But if there wasn't even residue, like gun residue on his hand. But then if it was a long time before they swapped it, I don't know.
I just don't think that could happen. I don't think that a stranger could come there, shoot two people, not even the, like, main person that you would want to kill, and then run away without, like... Alex would have said, too, like, I saw this weird car circling our property.
Well, and his mom's caretaker.
Yeah.
Like, if he seemed off.
She did say he seemed off, and she said that he never really visits randomly like that.
Okay, so it was for an alibi.
Yeah.
So it's really just if he hired someone to come do it.
And, like, he's a hunter, so, like, presumably he could shoot accurately from a far enough distance.
Yeah, maybe.
And a shotgun, I think you would have to be closer. A rifle, you could be farther. So, I think he's guilty for sure, but the new trial will be very interesting to watch.
Yeah, for you. To tell me about after.
Yeah. That's it, though.
Okay.
That's it.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Sorry for ruining your day.
Bye.